Hello from the present. This is your host, Adam Graham. This compilation collects episodes from our very first full summer series chosen by our Patreon supporters. And during that series, we played old-time radio programs featuring one of Hollywood's most legendary performers, Humphrey Bogart. So here from 2017, here is a compilation from our summer of Humphrey Bogart.
Get ready for unique, rare, and little-known treasures from the golden age of radio. You're listening to The Amazing World of Radio with Adam Graham.
Welcome to The Amazing World of Radio, and our Summer of Bogart continues. If you have a comment, send it to me, box13 at greatdetectives.net. And it's brought to you by our patrons at patreon.greatdetectives.net who support the great detectives of old-time radio. Now we're going to get into a radio adaptation of one of the great Bogart films, and one of the great films of all time. And I'm referring to The Maltese Falcon. This was actually the third version of the story to be made for film. But this is the one that became the definitive version. The book on which it's based is a classic, and most of the story that appears on screen can be taken right from the book. In fact, the movie's main thing is to clean up a few parts that wouldn't have been acceptable for a film made in the 1940s. What makes the film really work are the casting and the direction. The casting in particular. When you look at the four leads in that film, I can't think of when casting has been more perfect. And Humphrey Bogart is the star and center of it all. And so in my mind, while there were many adaptations, I think Bogart performed in 3 of them himself. The one that I would want to hear is the one that brings back this original 4. And the only one to do that is this episode of Screen Guild Theater. The original air date, September the 20th, 1943. And this is The Maltese Falcon.
Lady Astor presents the Screen Guild Players. The Screen Guild play tonight, The Maltese Falcon. The starring players.
This is Humphrey Bogart.
This is Mary Astor.
This is Sidney Greenstreet. And this is Peter Lorre.
Tonight, Lady Astor presents the Screen Guild Players in Warner Brothers' sensational mystery story, The Maltese Falcon. It stars Humphrey Bogart as Private Detective Sam Spade, Mary Astor as Miss Wonderly, Sidney Greenstreet as Caspar Gutman, and Peter Lorre as Joel Cairo. This is the story of the Maltese Falcon and of the people whose lives it touched and seared. It began in San Francisco when a beautiful young woman, who identified herself as Miss Wonderly, walked into the offices of Spade and Archer, private detectives. Miss Wonderly had just told Sam Spade why she wished to engage detectives when Spade's partner, Miles Archer, entered the office.
Oh, excuse me, Sam. No, it's all right, Miles. Come in. Miss Wonderly, this is Miles Archer, my partner.
How do you do?
Well, I'm pleased to meet you.
Miss Wonderly's sister ran away from New York with a fellow named Floyd Thursby. They're here in San Francisco. Miss Wonderly has seen Thursby and has a date with him tonight. Maybe he'll bring the sister with him. The chances are he won't. Miss Wonderly wants us to find the sister, get her away from Thursby, and back home.
But I want you to know that he's a dangerous man. I don't think he'd stop at anything. I don't believe he'd hesitate to kill Corinne, my sister, if he thought it would save him.
Uh-huh. What time is he coming to see you, Miss Wonderly?
After 8 o'clock.
All right, Miss Wonderly, we'll have a man there.
Oh, I'll look after it myself.
Thank you, Mr. Archer. Will $200 be enough for a retainer?
Plenty. Oh, it'll help if you meet Thursby in your hotel lobby, Miss Wonderly.
I will. Thank you again.
Goodbye. Well, Archer, what do you think of her?
Sweet. I'm going to enjoy shadowing her.
Okay, sucker. You call me if you run into any trouble. Hello? Yes, this is Spade.
This is Lieutenant Dundee, Spade.
What's on your mind, Copper?
I thought you might be interested in knowing that your partner, Archer, was found in an alley near the St. Mark, shot through the heart from close range. Blast burnt his coat. Coming down for a look at him before he's moved?
No. You've seen everything I could.
His gun was tucked away on his hip. It hadn't been fired. His overcoat was buttoned. Was he working, Sam? Well?
He was supposed to be tailing a fellow named Floyd Thursby.
What for?
And now don't crowd me. I'll see you after I break the news to Archer's wife.
I'll be there in a couple of hours.
Oh, hello, Copper. Come on in.
Break the news to Archer's wife, Sam?
Uh-huh.
What kind of a gun do you carry?
None. I don't like 'em much.
You don't just happen to have one on you.
Search me. Turn the dump upside down if you want to. I won't squawk if you got a search warrant.
Why were you tailing Floyd Thursby, Sam?
I wasn't. Archer was, for the swell reason that we had a client who was paying good money to have him tailed.
Who's the client?
Sorry, I can't tell you that.
You didn't go to Archer's house to tell his wife. I called up and the girl from your office was there, and she said you told her to go.
What are you leading up to?
Just this, Spade. Floyd Thursby was shot down in front of his hotel about a half an hour after I talked to you.
Oh. I came into my apartment just a few minutes ahead of you. I was walking around thinking things over.
I knew you weren't here. I tried to get you on the phone. Where'd you walk to?
Just around. Thursby die?
Yeah.
How'd I kill him? I forget.
He was shot 4 times in the back.
Hotel people know anything about him?
Nothing. Except he'd been there a week.
Alone?
Alone.
You find out who he was? What his game was?
No, I thought you could tell me that.
I've never seen Thursby dead or alive.
Now, look, Spade. You know me. If you did get Thursby, you'll get a square deal from me. And most of the breaks. I don't know that I'd blame you a lot. Man that killed your partner. But that wouldn't keep me from nailing you.
That's fair enough. Now, would you mind scramming? I got some thinking to do, and I'd like to get a little sleep before daylight. Hello? Yeah, this is Sam Spade. Oh, I was just going to call you. Where are you? The Coronet on California Street, apartment 101? What's that? The name's Miss LeBlanc. Okay, I'll be right out. Good morning.
Come in, Mr. Spade. Mr. Spade, I've a terrible, terrible confession to make. That story I told you yesterday was all just a story.
Oh, that. Well, we didn't exactly believe your story, Miss, is your name Wonderly or LeBlanc?
It's really O'Shaughnessy, Bridget O'Shaughnessy.
Oh. Well, Miss O'Shaughnessy, as I said, we didn't exactly believe your story. We believed your $200.
Oh?
Yes, you see, you paid us too much to be telling the truth.
You knew that when you accepted the money?
Oh, I suspected it. I was positive when Joel Cairo called on me.
Joel Cairo?
Yeah. Yeah, he seems interested in Floyd Thursby, too.
What did he say?
About what?
About me?
Nothing.
Well, what did he talk about?
Well, he offered me $5,000 for a black statuette of a bird. He was pretty sure I had it or knew where it was.
Do you?
Oh, I think I know someone who does, and $5,000 is a lot of money. But right now, the police are trying to find out who hired us to tail Floyd Thursby.
Mr. Spade, do they know about me?
No, I don't think they do. I've been able to stall them so far.
Must they know about me at all, Mr. Spade? Couldn't you manage somehow to shield me from them?
Maybe. But I'll have to know what it's all about.
I can't tell you now. Later I will, when I can. You must trust me, Mr. Spade. Oh, I'm so alone and afraid. I've got nobody to help me if you won't help me. Be generous, Mr. Spade. You're strong. You're brave. You can spare me some of that strength and courage, surely.
Sister, you don't need much of anybody's help. You're good. Chiefly your eyes, I think, and that throb you get in your voice when you say things like, be generous, Mr. Spade.
All right. I deserve that. But the lie was in the way I said it, and not at all in what I said.
Ah, now you are dangerous. Still, Cairo offered me $5,000.
It's far more than I could ever offer you if I must bid for your loyalty.
Yeah, that's good coming from you. Have you given me any of your confidence, any of the truth? I can't go ahead without more confidence in you than I have now.
Can't you trust me just a little while?
How much is a little? And what are you waiting for?
I must talk to Joel Cairo.
Oh. Well, you can see him tonight. I know where to reach him.
Oh, he can't come here. I can't let him know where I am. I'm afraid.
We'll all meet at my place, then.
All right.
I'm delighted to see you again, Miss O'Shaughnessy.
I was sure you would be, Joe. Mr. Spade told me about your offer for the Maltese Falcon. How soon can you have the money ready?
Oh, it is ready.
You are ready to give us $5,000 if we turn the Falcon over to you?
I shall be able to give you the money as soon as the bank opens in the morning.
But I haven't got the Falcon.
Then why did you send for me?
Because I'll have it in another week.
Yes? Where is it?
Where Floyd hid it.
If you know where he hid it, why must we wait a week? And why are you willing to sell it to me?
I'm afraid, after what happened to Floyd, I'm afraid to touch it except to turn it over to somebody else right away.
Exactly what did happen to Floyd?
The fat man.
Gutman? Is he here?
I don't know. I suppose so.
If you two let me interrupt for a second, I can answer that. Gutman is here.
How do you know?
Because he called me and asked me to see him.
Have you?
Not yet. I thought that after our friend Cairo here left, I'd find out just how you and I stand before I took on any more clients.
Now do you know how you and I stand, Sam?
Yeah. If I can believe anything about you. But you're such a liar.
I am a liar. I've always been a liar.
Well, I wouldn't brag about it. Was there any truth at all in that yarn you were telling me about Thursby and the Falcon?
Some. Not very much.
Well, we've got all night before us.
Oh, I'm so tired. So tired of lying and thinking up lies and not knowing what is a lie and what is the truth. I wish...
Hey, look, honey. I think I'd better have a talk with Gutman in the morning. Now, Mr. Gutman, shall we talk about the Falcon?
Oh, by all means, Mr. Spade. But first, answer me a question. Are you here as Miss O'Shaughnessy's representative?
Well, there's nothing certain about it either way yet. It depends.
Maybe it depends on Joel Cairo.
Maybe.
The question then, Mr. Spade, is which you'll represent. It'll be Miss O'Shaughnessy or Mr. Cairo.
I didn't say so.
Who else is there?
There's me.
Oh, well, that's wonderful, sir, wonderful. I do like a man who tells you right out he's looking out for himself. Don't we all?
Uh-huh. Now let's talk about the Blackbird.
Let's, Mr. Spade. Have you any conception of how much money can be got out of that blackbird?
No, but you just tell me what it is, and I'll figure out the profits.
You mean you don't know what that bird is?
I know it's black enamel and about a foot high, and I know the value in human life you people put on it.
Miss O'Shaughnessy didn't tell you what it is?
He offered
And
me
Cairo didn't either?
He offered me $10,000 for it.
Do either of them know what that bird is, sir? What is your impression?
Well, there's not much to go by, but I don't think so.
If they don't know, I'm the only one in the whole wide, sweet world who does.
Good. And when you tell me, there'll be two of us.
Mathematically correct, sir. But I don't know for certain that I'm going to tell you.
If you think again and think fast, you'll do your talking today or you're through. What are you wasting my time for? I can get along without you.
That remains to be seen, Mr. Spade. There are ways...
And there's another thing. Keep that gunman of yours away from me while you're making up your mind, or I'll kill him.
Well, sir, I must say you have a very violent temper.
Think it over. You got till 5:30, then you're either in or out for keeps.
Wilma.
I'm going to kill that guy. I could have done it easy when he was standing there with his back to me.
Of course you could, my boy. But business before pleasure. And we'll be seeing Mr. Spade again before 5:30.
So ends Act One of The Maltese Falcon, starring Peter Lorre, Sidney Greenstreet, Mary Astor, and Humphrey Bogart. Act Two in just a moment. But first, here's a word from our hostess, Lady Astor.
Some weeks ago, I was being shown through a shipyard, one of the largest in the country, and stopped to chat with a young woman wearing a safety mask. It gave her a stern, rather severe look, but when she removed the mask to chat with me, she was young and blonde and very lovely. Her skin looked so dainty and fresh that I just couldn't resist saying, "My, you look as though you just stepped out of a bandbox." She laughed and said, "Oh, I've been on the job since early this morning, and I haven't even had time to repowder my face. But after all, I do use your powder, you know." Of course, she's only one of millions of busy, important women who use Lady Astor face powder, partly because of its remarkable clinging quality. They explain that when they use Lady Astor face powder, they have the comfortable feeling that their skin always looks smooth and fresh, never streaked, caked, or shiny. But that's only one of the reasons why more lovely women now use Lady Astor face powder than any other kind. There are two other important reasons. First, the texture of my powder is so flattering that it hides little lines and blemishes, makes your skin look younger. And second, the shades of Lady Astor face powder are so rich, vivid, and alive, they give new interest, a look of new beauty to your skin. And both the unusual texture and the flattering shades are the result of my patented twin hurricane method of making face powder. So if you'd like to have your skin look softer, smoother, younger, and look that way for hours at a time, just try Lady Astor face powder.
And now the curtain rises on the second act of The Maltese Falcon, starring Humphrey Bogart as Sam Spade, Mary Astor as Bridget O'Shaughnessy, Sidney Greenstreet as Casper Gutman, the fat man, and Peter Lorre as Joel Cairo. Late in the afternoon, following Sam Spade's visit to Gutman's apartment, a dying man staggered into Spade's office and collapsed on the floor. He died before he could speak to Spade, but his papers identified him as Captain Jacoby of the steamship La Paloma, and clutched to his bullet-torn chest was the Maltese Falcon. After depositing the Falcon in a railroad station check room and mailing the identification check to his private post office box, Sam met Bridget O'Shaughnessy and took her to his apartment.
You know, Sam, I never would have placed myself in this position if I hadn't trusted you completely.
Oh, that again?
But you know that's so.
You don't have to trust me as long as you can persuade me to trust you.
But Sam, darling.
Well, I think we better let it go at that until we see what happens after Gutman gets here.
The fat man? Here?
Certainly, why not? Anyway, that should be him. So it's too late to change our plans. I'll be right back. Oh, hello, Gutman.
Good evening, sir.
I see you brought company. I can understand the gunman, but I didn't know Cairo was a friend of yours.
No, we're old acquaintances. Now that we're all here, let's go in and sit down and be comfortable and talk.
Oh, sure. Come on in. Now, look, Angel. Gutman brought a couple of friends along.
Good evening, Miss O'Shaughnessy.
Hello, Joe.
You look unusually charming this evening, my dear.
Thanks.
The gunsul doesn't talk, Angel. Get away from me, punk.
Stand still and shut up.
Listen, you're not going to frisk me, touch me, and I'm going to make you use that gun. Ask your boss if he wants me shut up before we talk.
Never mind, Wilma. Oh, you're certainly a most headstrong and unpredictable individual, Mr. Spade. Now, why did you send for me?
You ready to make the first payment and take the Falcon off my hands?
The Falcon?
That's right, Angel. I've got it.
Well, sir, I have in this envelope $10,000.
10,000? Oh, we were talking about more money than that.
Yes, sir, we were, but there are more of us to be taken care of now.
Well, that may be, but I've got the Falcon.
I shouldn't think it would be necessary to remind you, Mr. Spade, that though you may have the Falcon, yet we certainly have you.
Yes, I'm trying not to let that worry me, but let the money wait. There's another thing to be taken care of first. We've got to have a fall guy.
I beg your pardon?
Police have got to have a victim, somebody they can stick for those 3 murders.
Two. Only 2 murders, Mr. Spade. Thursby undoubtedly killed your prophet.
All right, 2 then. Well, the point I've got to give the police, a victim when the time comes. If I don't, I'll be it. Let's give him Wilmer here.
Why, you dirty
He actually did shoot Thursby and Jacoby, didn't he? Anyway, he's made to order for the part. Let's turn him over to them.
By God, so you are a character, that you are. There's never any telling what you'll say or do next, except that it's bound to be something astonishing.
Well, it's our best bet. With him in their hands, the police will forget the rest of us.
Your plan is not at all practical, sir. Let's not say anything more about it.
All right. I have another suggestion. Let's give him Cairo.
Well, by God, sir.
Suppose we give him you, Mr. Spade, or Miss O'Shaughnessy. How about that, huh?
Sam, you wouldn't.
You people want the Falcon, I've got it. The fall guy is part of the price I'm insisting on.
You seem to forget you're not in a position to insist on anything.
No? If you kill me, how are you going to get the Falcon?
By God, sir, you are a character.
Well?
Well, what else can I do? I'm sorry, Wilma. Terribly sorry. I want you to know that I couldn't be any fonder of you if you were my own son. But, well, if you lose a son, it's possible to get another. And there's only one Maltese, Falcon.
You rat, I'll kill you for this.
Thank you, Mr. Spade. When you're as young as Wilma, one simply doesn't understand these things.
And how about some coffee, Bridget? Put the pot on, will you? I don't like to leave my guests.
Surely. Anything to get out of here.
Now, sir, let's get down to business.
I ought to have more than 10,000.
Of course, sir, you understand this is the first payment. You still don't understand the Falcon's worth.
Well, a black enamel bird can't be worth millions.
But it is. Otherwise, I should not have spent 17 years of my life trying to acquire it. The black enamel you refer to, sir, is merely camouflage, covering a solid gold bird encrusted from head to foot with the finest jewel.
Okay. So I get millions later. How's about 15,000 now?
Frankly and candidly, and on my word of honor as a gentleman, 10,000 I gave you is all the money I can raise right now.
But you didn't say positively.
Positively.
Well, if that's the best you can do, it's the best you can do. But it's understood the punk has to stand as the fall guy.
That is part of our agreement, sir.
Okay, I'll make a phone call. The Falcon will be here in an hour.
It's a fake. Huh? This is not the Maltese Falcon. This is a lead imitation covered with the same enamel. See where I've shaved it off with a knife lead? Pure lead.
You bungled it. You, Gutman. You and your stupid attempt to buy it from the Russian who owned it. He caught on to how valuable it was. No wonder we had so little trouble stealing it. You imbecile. You bloated idiot.
Well, sir, what do you suggest? Shall we stand here and shed tears and call each other names? Or shall we pay the Russian another call in Istanbul?
Are you going?
17 years I've wanted that little item, and I intend to get it. Another year, well, sir, that'll be an additional expenditure of time on only 5 15/17%.
I go with you.
Good. And Wilma?
Wilma?
Where is the boy?
He must have made his getaway while we were unwrapping the Falcon.
A swell lot of thieves.
Well, sir, I left to ask you to return my $10,000.
I held up my end. It's your hard luck, not mine, if you didn't get what you wanted.
I'm sorry, but I must insist.
Oh, a hideout gun, huh? Okay.
Thank you, sir. The shortest farewells are the best. Adieu. And to you, Miss O'Shaughnessy, I leave the fake Falcon as a little memento. Oh, come, Carl.
Hello, police department. Lieutenant Dundee there. Put him on. Tell him Sam Spade's calling. Gutman and Cairo will talk when the cops nail them about us. We've only got minutes to get set for the police. Now, give me your whole story, fast.
Well, where shall I begin?
The day you first came to my office. Why did you want Thursby shadowed?
I suspected him of betraying me to Gutman, and I wanted to find out.
That's a lie. Gutman tried to make a deal with him. You had Thursby hooked, and you knew it. You wanted to get him out of the way before Captain Jacoby arrived with the Falcon. Isn't that so? What was your scheme?
I thought if he saw someone following him, he might be frightened into going away.
Now, look, Archer hadn't many brains, but he wasn't clumsy enough to be spotted the first night. You must have told Thursby he was being followed.
I told him. Yes. But please believe me, Sam, I wouldn't have told him if I'd thought Floyd would kill him.
If you thought he wouldn't kill Archie, you were right, Angel.
Didn't he?
Archie had been a detective too long to be caught shadowing a man up a blind alley with his gun tucked away in his hip and his overcoat buttoned. But he'd have gone up there with you, Angel. He was just dumb enough for that.
Sam.
And then you could have stood as close to him as you liked, there in the dark. Put a hole through him with a gun you'd gotten from Thursby that evening.
Don't talk to me like that, Sam. You know I didn't.
Now, the police will be blowing in any minute now, Angel. Talk.
Oh, why do you accuse me of such a terrible...
Why did you shoot Archer? You thought Thursby would tackle him and one or the other would go down. If Thursby was killed, then you were rid of him. If it was Archer, then you could see that Thursby was caught. Was that it?
Something.
And when you find
like
out
that
that Thursby didn't mean to tackle Archie, you borrowed the gun and did it yourself, right?
I guess so.
I know so. You didn't know Gutman was here looking for you until you learned Thursby was shot. Then you needed another protector. So you came back to me.
Yes, but... Oh, sweetheart, it wasn't only that. I would have come back to you sooner or later. From the very first instant I saw you, I knew that...
Ah, you angel. Well, if you get a good break, you'll be out of San Quentin in 20 years.
Sam, you're not...
Yes, Angel. I'm going to send you over. But if they hang you, I'll always remember you.
Don't, Sam. Don't say that. Even in fun.
It's not fun. I happen to be in the detective business, and you killed my partner. Bad business to let the killer get away with it. Bad for every detective in this country. You're taking the fall.
You've been playing with me. Only pretending you cared. To trap me like this. You didn't care at all. You don't love me.
I think I do. But what of it? I won't play the sap for you.
You know it's not like that. You can't say that.
I am saying it.
You know down deep in your heart, you know that in spite of everything I've done, I love you.
I don't care who loves who. You killed Archer. You're going over for it. Come in. Oh, hello, Copper.
Hello, Sam.
You get Gutman and Cairo?
We got Cairo. Gutman's dead. Kid Wilmer had just finished shooting him when we got there.
So I ought to have expected that. You better put the cuffs on Angel, Copper. We're taking her down to the station.
What charge?
Sam.
Murder. She shot Miles Archer. Oh, and you better bring that blackbird along, too, Copper. It's part of the evidence against Cairo.
Hey, this is heavy. What's it made of?
The stuff that dreams are made of.
So ends the story of the Maltese Falcon. Thank you, Mary Astor, Humphrey Bogart, Sidney Greenstreet, and Peter Lorre for appearing with the Lady Astor Screen Guild players tonight, and also for telling us a most exciting story.
It was our pleasure, Mr. Bradley. We all had a wonderful time making the picture, and the radio version tonight brought back some wonderful memories. Then, too, knowing that the benefits from these programs support the Motion Picture Country House and Clinic give us an added incentive. And now, before we tell you about next week's program, here's a word from one of America's best-known beauty authorities, Lady Esther.
Thank you, Miss Astor. Ladies, you know it's surprising the number of letters new users of Lady Esther face powder have sent me in the last few months. So many of them say the same thing, that Lady Esther face powder is an entirely different kind of powder, that it does wonderful things for the appearance of the skin, makes it look softer, smoother, and often years younger. Well, Lady Esther face powder is more flattering, more becoming, because my powder isn't just mixed, just blended like ordinary face powder. It's made by a method new, unique, exclusively mine. You see, Lady Esther face powder is blown at whirling speed by my famous twin hurricanes. Yes, my patented twin hurricane process blows and whips color and powder particles together until they're evenly married, blended into a fine, smooth, sheer mist of beauty, finer in texture and truer in shade than powder ever made by ordinary methods. That's why Lady Esther face powder smooths on so much more evenly, and why the shades of my powder are so clear and alive. They make your skin younger looking, more vivid, far lovelier. Why don't you try Lady Esther face powder and see how much happier you'll be with the appearance of your skin?
Before we tell you about next week's program, Humphrey Bogart has a word to say from our government.
As you all know, the Third War Loan Drive is on full steam, the drive to back the attack our fighting forces are making against our enemies. As our share toward victory, we at home must buy $15 billion worth of war bonds, which means each one of us must dig down deeper into our own pockets. Each of us must buy at least one extra bond this month. We have to win this war, and we will win, all right. But how soon we win is up to every one of us. So buy an extra war bond this week, sure, to help speed our day to victory.
Next week, the Lady Esther Screen Guild players will present highlights from Warner Brothers' great new musical picture, Thank Your Lucky Stars. It will star Joan Leslie, Dennis Morgan, Dinah Shore, and Eddie Cantor. Be sure to listen. Humphrey Bogart can soon be seen in the Warner Brothers production, Thank Your Lucky Stars. Mary Astor is currently playing in the Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer Technicolor production, Thousands Cheer. Sidney Greenstreet and Peter Lorre appeared through the courtesy of Warner Brothers. Music on tonight's program was arranged and conducted by Wilbur Hatch. To help your government save tin, buy the larger size of Lady Esther face cream, and at the same time you will save yourself money to invest in war bonds and stamps. Truman Bradley speaking for Lady Esther. Thank you. Good night. This is the Columbia Broadcasting System.
Welcome back. The only real problem with this one is that you only had half an hour. And they were trying to, I think, with this adaptation, get in as many of the great scenes in that movie as they could. Even if it meant leaving out a lot of connecting stuff and having to rely on exposition. Still, even with that, it's absolutely enjoyable to listen to and a great sample of, as I said, one of the really great films. I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll be back next week with another story in the same vein. This program is brought to you by the support of our patrons for the Great Detectives of Old Time Radio. You can sign up at our Patreon page, patreon.greatdetectives.net, to support the program. And check out our regular podcast at greatdetectives.net. Well, this is going to be perhaps the most iconic Bogart performance that we'll feature. It's an adaptation of Casabalanca for the Screen Guild Theater. The original air date on this program is April the 26th of 1943. Let's go ahead and take a listen.
Lady Astor presents the Screen Guild Players. The Screen Guild play tonight, Casabalanca. The starring players.
This is Humphrey Bogart.
This is Ingrid Bergman.
And this is Paul Henry.
Tonight, Lady Astor presents the Screen Guild Players in Warner Brothers' exciting story of romance and intrigue in wartime Africa, Casabalanca, with the original stars of the picture, Paul Henry as Victor Laszlo, Ingrid Bergman as Ilsa Lund, and Humphrey Bogart as Rick Blaine. Barely escaping the conquering Germans' entrance into Paris, Rick Blaine fled to Casabalanca. There, months before the American troops landed, he was operating Rick's American Cafe. Casablanca swarmed with refugees. And Casablanca's more permanent foreign residents did a land office business in exit visas and letters of transit. Rick, however, avoided involvement in that dangerous business until the night our story began. He was in his office above the cafe, where he could watch and hear the crowd below when his head waiter called to him. Yes, Carl?
The prefect of police, Captain Renault, would like to speak to you.
I'll send him in.
Yes, sir. Rick will see you, Captain Renault.
Thank you, Carl. Hello, Rick.
Hello, Louis. Why the formality?
Well, I have some unpleasant news for you, Ricky.
I mean, you're looking for more graft.
Oh, no. At least not right now. My men arrested Ugarte on his way to your roulette wheel, Ricky.
Well, except to Ugarte, what's so unpleasant about that?
Well, in itself, nothing. But we arrested Ugarte for murdering 2 German couriers and stealing their letters of transit. Ugarte did not have those letters of transit when he was arrested, and he's seen no one but you, Ricky, since the murder.
What are you building up to, Louis? Arresting me?
No, not immediately at any rate. I just want to give you a word of advice. Ugarte was going to sell those letters tonight to Victor Laszlo.
Laszlo? Here in Casablanca?
Yeah. Well, you know, Ricky, this is the first time I've ever seen you so impressed.
As head of the underground movement, Laszlo's impressed half the world.
Yes, it's my duty to see that he does not impress the other half. Rick, Laszlo must never reach America. He stays in Casablanca.
20,000 francs says he doesn't.
We'll make it 10,000. After all, I'm only a poor, corrupt official.
All right, it's a bet.
Well, no one else would dare supply Laszlo with exit visas, Ricky, and since he can't leave Casablanca without them, make certain that you don't give him those letters of transit.
But
Oh, you needn't deny it, Rick. I'm certain you have the letters.
Even if I had those letters, Louis, you know I stick my neck out for nobody.
Yes, to date. But I suspect, Ricky, under that cynical shell, you're a sentimentalist. Now, if you'll come downstairs with me, I'll introduce you to Major Strasser and Victor Laszlo and his charming companion, the most beautiful woman who has ever come to Casablanca.
You must remember this. A kiss is still a kiss. A sigh is just a sigh. The fundamental things apply as time goes by.
Sam!
Yes, boss?
I thought I told you never to play that song again.
Well, boss, you see, I didn't really...
Sam's not to blame, Rick. I asked him to play it.
You? Ilse?
Yes, Rick. Ilsa.
What are you doing in Casablanca?
Just traveling through with Victor Laszlo.
Where is he?
He'll be right back. He's looking for someone.
Well, I found your wandering escort, Mademoiselle Lund. Ricky, I have the honor of introducing...
We're old acquaintances, Captain Renault.
Oh, you know each other? Well, then, Ricky, do you also know...
This is Mr. Victor Laszlo.
Well, here's a great deal about Rick in Casablanca.
And about Victor Laszlo everywhere. I congratulate you.
What for?
Oh, your work.
Thank you. I try.
We all try. You succeed.
I can't get over you and Mademoiselle Lund knowing each other, Ricky. Under the circumstances, it worries me.
Well, it needn't.
Let's see, Rick. The last time we met...
Was it La Belle Aurore?
How nice you remembered. But, of course, that was the day the Germans marched into Paris.
I remember every detail. The Germans wore gray. You wore blue.
I don't wish to be the one to say it, dear sir, but it's late. We'll come again, Monsieur Blaine.
Anytime.
Will you say good night to Sam for me, Rick?
I will.
There's still nobody in the world who can play as time goes by like Sam.
I'll tell him. That's what she said, Sam. Nobody can play as time goes by like you.
Aren't you going to stop drinking and go to bed, boss?
No. Play as time goes by, Sam.
Oh, I don't think I can remember it, boss.
If she can stand it, I can. Play it. I got a date with a memory in Paris.
You must remember this. A kiss is still a kiss. A sigh is just a sigh. The fundamental things apply as time.
Now I really know the meaning of happiness, Richard. It's being here in Paris with you.
And the German army 50 miles away. Who are you really, Ilse?
What were you before you came to Paris?
At the beginning, we said no questions, Richard.
You know, I can't help wondering why I should be so lucky. Why I should find you waiting for me to come along.
Why there is no other man in my life? Well, that's easy. There was. He's dead.
I'm sorry. I know we said no questions. I'll never ask another.
Richard, you must leave Paris before the Germans arrive. You're on their blacklist.
Their roll of honor.
Oh, don't joke, Richard. You must leave.
Oh, no. We must leave.
Yes, of course.
Oh, now, the train for Marseille leaves at 5. Hey, why don't we get married in Marseille?
No. Oh, that's too far ahead to plan.
Ilsa, what's the matter?
Nothing, darling. Nothing. It's just that I love you so much. Oh, it's a crazy world. Anything can happen. If you shouldn't get away, if something should keep us apart, wherever you are, wherever I'll be, I want you to know. Richard. Kiss me as if it were the last time.
A kiss is still a kiss. A sigh is just a sigh. The fundamental things apply.
Boss, wake up. Boss, you gotta wake up. That lady's here. And this ain't no memory in Paris. She's right here.
You're as drunk as I am, Sam.
No, he's not, Rick. I'm here. I left Victor at the hotel and came back. I have to talk to you.
Funny about your voice, how it hasn't changed. I can still hear it. Richard, dear, I'll go with you any place. We'll get on a train together. We'll never stop.
No, please. I can understand how you feel.
You understand how I feel. How long was it we had?
I didn't count the days.
Well, I did. Every one of them. Mostly I remember the last one. You and I were going to run away from Paris together.
Oh.
But you didn't meet me at the station, did you?
Please, Rick.
That was a wild finish, me standing on the platform. The last train about to pull out. But you didn't show up, and Sam had to push me on the train.
The Rick I loved in Paris would let me explain, but this Rick, looking at me with hatred. I'll be leaving Casabalanca soon. We'll never see each other again.
You'll see me before you go.
No, Rick.
Oh, yes, you will. Some night you'll lie to Laszlo and come to me.
No, you see, Victor Laszlo is my husband. And was, even when I knew you in Paris.
Well, Laszlo, I wondered when you'd come to see me.
Captain Reno and Major Strasser kept me busy for the past 24 hours.
Well, there's no use fencing around. You've come about those letters of transit, haven't you?
Yes, I have.
You and Strasser and Reno. Seems to be the general impression in Casablanca that I have those letters.
Suppose we assume that you have them.
All right, go ahead.
You must know it's very important I get out of Casablanca.
Why you? More than any of the others stuck here?
It's my privilege to be one of the leaders of a great movement. You know what I've been doing. You know what it means to the work, to the lives of thousands and thousands of people, that I reach America and...
Don't you ever wonder if what you're fighting for is worth all this?
We might as well question why we breathe. If we stop breathing, we die. If we stop fighting today's enemies, the world will die.
What of it? And it'll be out of its misery.
You know, Monsieur Blaine, you sound like a man trying to convince himself of something he doesn't believe in his heart. That wasn't always your attitude. You ran guns to Ethiopia. You fought against the fascists in Spain.
I was well paid on both occasions.
The winning side would have paid you better. Isn't it strange that you always happen to be fighting on the side of the underdog?
Well, let's say that I'm a poor businessman.
Are you businessmen enough to appreciate an offer of 100,000 francs for those letters?
Oh, I appreciate it. But if you offered me 1,000,000 francs, I wouldn't accept it.
Very well, then. You have the letters of transit. You won't give them to me. But I want Ilsa to be safe. Monsieur Blaine, I ask you as a favor to use the letters to take her away from Casablanca.
You love her that much?
Yes, I love her that much.
Oh, sorry, but it's no deal.
But why?
I suggest that you ask your wife.
My wife?
Yes. Who's singing that song?
Probably Strasser and his Gestapo agents. They followed me here.
Now, don't start anything. I don't want any trouble in here that'll force Reno to close my joint.
You have no objections to your band accompanying me while I sing, do you?
No, go ahead. I'm neutral. If one customer can sing, they can all sing.
They all will sing. Are you ready?
Yeah, we're ready, Mr. Laszlo.
Then play it.
La patria, jour de gloire.
Act One of Casabalanca, starring Ingrid Bergman, Humphrey Bogart, and Paul Henreid. In just a moment, we will hear Act Two. But first, here's a word from our hostess, Lady Esther.
Don't you just love this time of the year when everything seems to be taking on new life, new beauty? You know your skin is changing too these days. From the winter-weary dryness of February and March to the lovely spring-like freshness of April. And what a pity it is for anyone to hide that fresh, young look of the skin, that lively, awakening April look of the skin, with a mask-like face powder. Does the powder you use accent the fresh, delicate tones April brings to your skin? Or does it hide them, cruelly cover them up, make your skin look a little pasty and drab? Now, if you want to keep that springtime look to your skin, if you want your skin to look fresh as a daisy all day long, and young and lovely as all awakening nature around you, try Lady Esther face powder. I know your heart will miss a beat when you look in your mirror. For Lady Esther face powder brings out all the subtle, delicate charm that nature gives your skin this time of the year. Women say it's by far the most flattering face powder they've ever used. You see, Lady Esther face powder isn't just mixed in the usual way. It's blown by hurricanes. Color and powder particles whirl together with the force and speed of hurricanes. The result is a powder so smooth and fine in texture, it hides little lines and blemishes. So rich and exciting in shade, it adds instant life and beauty to your appearance. So, if you want to see the miracle of springtime take place right on your own skin, before your own mirror, treat yourself to Lady Esther face powder.
And now the curtain rises on the second act of Casabalanca, starring Humphrey Bogart as Rick Blaine, Ingrid Bergman as Ilsa Lund, and Paul Henreid as Victor Laszlo. Angered by the manner in which the patrons of Rick's Cafe joined Victor Laszlo in singing the Marseillaise, Major Strasser forced Captain Renault to close Rick's place and ordered Victor Laszlo and Ilsa Lund to remain in their hotel.
Victor, I'm frightened. Please don't go to the underground meeting tonight.
To tell you the truth, my dear, I'm frightened too. So shall I hide here in a hotel room, or shall I carry on the best I can?
Whatever I would say, you'd carry on.
Since our friend Rick has refused to part with those letters of transit, what else am I to do?
Did Rick give you any reason?
He suggested I ask you.
Ask me?
Yes. Ilsa, when I was in the concentration camp, were you lonely in Paris?
Yes, Victor, I was.
I know how it is to be lonely. I love you very much, my dear.
Yes. Yes, I know. Victor, whatever I do, will you believe that...
You don't even have to say it. I'll believe. I must get to the underground meeting now. Good night, my dear.
Good night. Hello, Rick.
Well, I told you you'd be around to see me, but this is a little ahead of schedule.
Richard, I had to see you.
Oh, so I'm Richard again. We're back in Paris.
Please.
Your unexpected visit isn't connected by any chance with the letters of transit, is it?
Richard, you can ask any price, but you must give me those letters.
I went all through that with your husband. There's no deal.
Richard, we loved each other once. If those days meant anything at all to you...
I wouldn't bring up Paris if I were you. It's poor salesmanship.
Please listen to me. If you knew what really happened...
I wouldn't believe you no matter what you told me. You'll say anything now to get what you want.
Richard, don't you understand? You are our last hope. If you don't help us, Victor Laszlo will die in Casablanca.
What of it? I'm going to die in Casablanca. It's just a spot for it. Now, if you... Well, I see you come prepared for anything. Give me that gun.
No. I tried to reason with you. I tried everything. Now, if you don't give me those letters, I'll shoot.
Go ahead.
Get me those letters.
No, they're right here in my pocket. I don't have to. If you want them, you'll have to kill me to get them. If the underground means so much, you won't stop at anything. If you don't shoot fast, I'm going to take that gun away from you. Now give it to me.
Oh, Richard. I tried to stay away. I thought I would never see you again, that you were out of my life. If you knew what I went through the day you left Paris, how much I loved you, how much I still love you. We had been married only 3 weeks when Victor got word that they needed him in Prague. He was captured almost immediately and sent to a concentration camp. Then came word he was dead. I was lonely before, but then I had nothing left, not even hope, until I met you.
But why didn't you tell me all this in Paris?
Victor made me promise to keep our marriage a secret. He was afraid that if the Gestapo found out I was his wife, it would be dangerous for me and for those working with us. I kept my promise.
And then you got word he'd escaped?
Yes, a friend called, telling me that he was ill and hiding in a freight car near Paris. I didn't tell you because you wouldn't have left Paris and they would have caught you. Well, you know the rest.
It's still a story without an ending. What about now?
I'll never have the strength to go away from you again.
And Laszlo?
Well, you'll help him now, won't you, Richard?
Yes.
He'll have his work, all the things he's been living
All
for.
except you.
I can't fight it anymore. I don't know what's right any longer. You'll have to think for both of us, Richard. For all of us.
I've already made up our minds, and I think I can arrange everything with Renault. Here's the setup, Louis. I'm selling out my place and leaving Casablanca on tonight's plane, the last plane.
What?
And I'm taking Ilse Lund with me. Ilse's Victor Laszlo's wife. Louis, I'll make a deal with you.
What is it?
I want to be sure that Laszlo doesn't escape this time. If you could get him on a real criminal charge, would that be a feather in your cap?
It most certainly would. Germany, she would be grateful.
Then be at my place a half hour before the plane leaves. I'll arrange for Laszlo to be there, thinking I'll sell him the letters of transit. When I hand them to him, that'll give you the criminal grounds for making the arrest.
Ricky, I'll miss you. Apparently, the only one in Casablanca that has even less scruples than I.
Thanks. Oh, and by the way, Louis, come for Laszlo alone. Yeah, I'm taking no chances on a double cross, even from you.
Double cross? Why, Ricky?
You might get ideas about slapping me in the jug for selling those letters, you know. Well, don't forget, a half hour before plane time, alone.
Don't worry, Ricky. This is an honor I'll share with no one.
Monsieur Blaine, I don't know how to thank you.
There's no time for that. You won't have any trouble in Lisbon, will you?
No, that's all arranged.
Good. Well, here are the letters.
Monsieur Blaine,
Victor Laszlo, you're under arrest on a charge of accessory to the murder of the couriers from whom those letters were stolen.
Now, just a minute. Nobody's going to be arrested, Louis. Not for a while yet.
Rick, put that gun down. Have you lost your mind?
Stay where you are, Louis. I wouldn't like to shoot you. But I will if you take one more step toward me. Keep your hands away from your pistol.
Well, I suppose you know what you're doing, but I wonder if you realize what this means, Rick.
Perfectly. In fact, Captain Renault will take you along as our hostage, so there won't be any trouble at the airport. There's only 10 minutes till the plane leaves. We have to hurry.
I'll go get the luggage aboard. Coming, Ilsa?
No, I'll wait here with Rick and the captain.
I'll be right back.
Well, those letters of transit are in blank, Louis. You fill in the names. That'll make it even more official.
Oh, you think of everything, Ricky.
The names to fill in are Mr. and Mrs. Victor Laszlo.
Mr. But why my name, Richard?
Because you're getting on that plane.
But what about you?
I'm staying here to keep Captain Renault company till the plane leaves.
No, Richard. What has happened to you? Last night
Last night we said a great many things. Did you mean everything you said?
You know I did.
You said I'd have to do the thinking for all of us. Well, my thinking adds up to you getting on that plane with Victor.
No, but Richard.
I know what you're going to say, that you belong here with me.
Yes.
But if you stayed here, we'd both land in the concentration camp. Isn't that right, Louis?
I'm afraid that Major Strasser would insist.
You're only saying this to make me go.
I'm no good at being noble, Ilsa. I'm saying it because it's right.
What about us?
We'll always have Paris. We didn't have it. We lost it till you came to Casablanca. We got it back last night.
When I said that I would never leave you.
Everything is in order. Are you ready, Ilsa?
Laszlo, there's something I'd like you to know before you leave.
I know, Monsieur Rick. Ilsa has told me all I need to know about you and herself. I don't ask you to explain anything.
And I'm going to anyway. Might make a difference to you later. Last night, Ilsa tried everything to get those letters. When nothing else worked, she did her best to pretend that she was still in love with me. That was all over long ago. For your sake, she tried to pretend it wasn't. And I tried to let her pretend. We couldn't even fool ourselves.
Richard.
Monsieur Blaine, welcome back in the fight. This time our side will win. Shall we board the plane, Ilsa?
Yes, Victor, I'm ready. God bless you, Richard.
Goodbye.
Well, I suppose you know this isn't going to be pleasant for either of us, Ricky. I have to arrest you, of course.
When the plane leaves, Louis.
Sooner, I'm afraid, Ricky. Here comes Major Strasser.
You better keep quiet, Louis. I'd hate to have to shoot you now.
Why did you ask me to come to the airport, Captain?
Well, I was afraid Victor Laszlo might be leaving on this plane, sir.
Thought of a double cross, eh, Louis?
Of all the ridiculous ideas, Captain.
Possibly. Nevertheless, he's on the plane.
Well, why do you stand there? Why don't you stop him?
Ask Monsieur Rick.
Stay where you are, Strasser.
Herr Blaine, I would advise you not to interfere with an officer of the Third Reich.
I'm a true neutral, Strasser. I was willing to shoot Captain Renault, and I'm willing to shoot you.
But you'll shoot too late.
Oh. Nice shooting, Ricky. But I'm afraid my gendarmes heard those shots. Well, till after this affair dies down, Ricky, I think you'd better disappear from Casablanca. I can arrange your transportation to a fighting French garrison in Brazzaville.
All right, Louis. I could use a trip, but don't forget, you still owe me 10,000 francs for our bet on Laszlo's escape.
Oh, well, we'll need that to get to Brazzaville.
We'll need it?
Certainly. I can be as silly a sentimentalist as you.
You know, Louis, I think this is the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
Thanks to Warner Brothers for Casablanca, and our sincere appreciation to Ingrid Bergman, Paul Henreid, and Humphrey Bogart for appearing with the Lady Esther Screen Guild players tonight.
It was our pleasure, Mr. Bradley. We know how these programs benefit the Motion Picture Relief Fund, and we know, too, how important the Relief Fund is to our profession. We're happy to give our services. Now, before you hear about the next week's program, please listen to a word from one of our best-known beauty authorities, Lady Astor.
Thank you, Miss Bergman. When you hear a woman say in delight, "Why, that's sheer flattery," you can be sure she's received a compliment that delights her very soul. Now, it's not only sheer flattery when a person pays you a wonderful compliment, but it's flattery, too, when a new hat makes you look smarter and more intriguing, or when a face powder makes you seem a lot younger, a lot more interesting and attractive. You know, surveys show that women have found Lady Astor face powder to be the utmost in sheer flattery for their skin. Many of them say they prefer Lady Astor face powder because of the delicate smoothness of its texture. Others speak of the warmth and liveliness of the Lady Astor shades. But the smoothness of texture and the beauty of shades are both the result of one thing, the Lady Astor twin hurricane method. By this method, the color and powder particles are blown together with the fury and speed of hurricanes into a finer, smoother blend than ever was known before. A powder of such delicate texture, it clings to your skin like soft mist. A powder so truly blended that the shade looks clear, fresh, and alive on your skin. Try Lady Astor face powder, and when you look in your mirror, I know you'll exclaim with delight, "Why, this is sheer flattery."
Next week, the Lady Astor Screen Guild Players will present that great farce comedy, Nothing But the Truth, starring lovely Lucille Ball and that great protector of the truth, the man who never tells lies, Frank Morgan. Humphrey Bogart will soon be seen in Warner Brothers' production, Action in the North Atlantic. Ingrid Bergman, Humphrey Bogart, and Paul Henreid can currently be seen in the Warner Brothers picture, Casablanca. We wish to thank the 200 members of the Fighting French in our audience tonight who sang the Marseillaise. Music on tonight's program was arranged and conducted by Wilbur Hatch. The Screen Guild Players are presented every Monday night at this time by Lady Astor. To save materials, buy the larger size of Lady Astor face cream. This is Truman Bradley speaking for Lady Astor, saying thank you and good night.
This is the Columbia Broadcasting System.
Welcome back. In terms of taking a 102-minute movie and adapting it as a 30-minute radio play, minus commercials, this actually does a fairly good job in giving you a really good taste of the film at its core, and some of the best moments with Humphrey Bogart. This is no substitute for actually watching the film, but it whets your appetite. I actually went ahead and rewatched Casablanca for the first time in a few years. I don't rewatch movies all that often. There are so many old films I haven't seen, so I tend to watch new old films rather than old films. But Casablanca is definitely an exception. In many ways, I think Casablanca is the closest thing that American cinema, particularly during Hollywood's golden age, has to Shakespeare. If for nothing else than for all of the great lines and the great scenes, so much that we still quote today, some that people will quote today without knowing where it came from. Lines like, "We'll always have Paris," "Here's looking at you, kid," "The Usual Suspects," and "This could be the beginning of a beautiful friendship." These are just some of the lines. I saw somebody wrote an article with 50 great lines from Casablanca in order of awesomeness. And it can be viewed at a lot of levels. On some levels, it's just a great movie with great characters and a good sense of atmosphere, particularly for something where you're obviously not filming on location. But I think it can be viewed on deeper levels. Watching Casablanca again, it occurred to me that this film really could be viewed as being about what it means to love another human being. And I like that this Screen Guild Theater adaptation really gives space for Victor Laszlo. And he's a really important character. And I think there is a really key contrast between him and Rick and how they approach Ilsa. Both say that they love her. For Rick, that love is meant kind of the typical Hollywood romance. Enjoying a beautiful city, drinking champagne, kissing, and listening to soft music. For Laszlo, love means guarding and caring for her as they make their journey, and refusing to leave her behind when it would have been easier in prior cities, and even being willing to let his own fate remain uncertain as long as she ends up being safe. And of course, Rick is really the central character in all of this, and Humphrey Bogart just throughout turns in a fantastic performance. And some of his best moments captured in the radio drama, more that were on film with just so many different moments. He can be hilarious, cynical, vulnerable, and finally arriving at the moment of decision which changes the course of the whole film. It's an incredible performance to watch or to listen to, and I have to say that the fact he didn't win the Best Actor Oscar for this film probably says more about the Academy than it does him. At any rate, it's a very good adaptation. I love the scene of La Marseillaise, which makes it my favorite adaptation. There were several that were done for radio. There's another one with Bogart, and then there were two without Bogart. Alan Ladd starred in the one that was done for the Lux Radio Theater, and that one was pretty good. It was serviceable, not on the same level as the movie, but it's a decent adaptation. And then there was one done for Romance with Victor Jory. That one, that one I didn't care much for at all. But at any rate, this is probably one of Bogart's most iconic roles in one of America's greatest films. I hope you enjoyed this radio adaptation. And if for some reason you haven't, I hope you go and see the film. All right, well, we will be back next week. We'll take a little break from screen adaptations to listen to Bogart in some of radio's greatest shows. Join us back then, won't you? If you do have a comment, send it to me, box13@greatdetectives.net. This program is brought to you by the support of our patrons of the Great Detectives of Old Time Radio. You can join in support of the show at patreon.greatdetectives.net. Well, now it's time for an episode of Suspense. The original air date is March the 8th of 1945, and this one is Love's Lovely Counterfeit.
Now, Roma Wines present
Suspense. Tonight, Roma Wines present Humphrey Bogart in Love's Lovely Counterfeit.
Suspense is presented for your enjoyment by Roma Wines. That's R-O-M-A, Roma Wines. Those excellent California wines that can add so much pleasantness to the way you live, to your happiness in entertaining guests, to your enjoyment of everyday meals. Yes, right now a glassful would be very pleasant as Roma Wines bring you
Suspense. This is the Man in Black, here for the Roma Wine Company of Fresno, California, who tonight from Hollywood bring you as star Mr. Humphrey Bogart, who is currently being seen in the Warner Brothers production To Have and Have Not. Mr. Bogart appears with us tonight in a characteristic tale by James M. Cain, the author of Double Indemnity and other noted contributions to the literature of dangerous adventure and troubled romance. And so, with Love's Lovely Counterfeit, and with the performance of Humphrey Bogart,
Roma Wines again hope to keep you in suspense.
That's all right, Lefty. Open up.
Oh, it's you, Ben. Come on in, Ben.
Sal here yet?
No, not yet, but he ought to be pretty soon. Huh?
What's he got on his mind?
I wouldn't know, Ben.
Okay. Hey, what's that coming down the street?
Oh, that must be those poor suckers of Citizens League. They're having a political parade. Yeah, there they are. You can see them through the window.
That must be Jansen, huh? The guy they're running for mayor.
That's right.
Who's the doll riding with him?
What's the matter? Don't you read the papers?
Sure. Yeah, I read Little Abner. Who's that, Daisy May?
Her name is June Lyons. She's his new secretary or something, but everybody says she's the brains of his campaign.
Yeah? I could use a little brains like that myself.
Not that kind you couldn't. Not that missionary kind.
What about this Jansen?
I keep forgetting that you're new around here. Jansen doesn't have a chance.
Well, he's putting out a lot of publicity. He must have some dough behind him.
Yeah, but you can't elect a reform ticket in a town like this, Ben. Saul's machine is too strong, not unless you got some dirt. Some real dirty dirt that smells so bad people can't ignore it. And who's going to get anything on Saul with half of the police force on his payroll?
Saul isn't even worried, huh?
Ah, why should he be? Saul puts up the dough, Maddox wins again, and Saul keeps on running the town. Oh, that must be Saul now.
Hiya, Lefty. Hiya, Benny.
Hiya.
See your draft board today?
Yeah, I saw him.
What'd they say?
Same thing. I still got that hernia from football.
That football hernia comes in pretty handy, don't it?
What's that crack supposed to mean?
What's the matter, Benny? Can't you take a joke?
Sure. I can take a joke.
What you got on this afternoon, Benny?
I guess you forgot. This is my day off.
I said, what you got on this afternoon?
Nothing that I can remember now. Why?
Little job.
What kind of a job?
I got a tip. Some friends of mine may be in a little trouble. Something about a bank.
Why don't you stick to the bookies and the gambling, Sal? You'd be safer.
Listen, Benny. Anytime you think you're big enough to run this business, just let me know. I'll be glad to work something out for you.
What's the job?
These kids are going to crack the Castleton First National just after closing time. They got a room here in this hotel, room 480. They'll be back here about 3:30. You see, I own this hotel, and I want you to go up and collect the room rent. I'm giving them good protection, so I figure it'll come to about 20 grand.
Yeah? We'll figure on getting somebody else to collect it.
What?
I said get somebody else. I don't like guns, and I don't like gunsos, and you know it.
Listen, you punk. You think you're a big guy, don't you? A big guy with muscles, and I'm just a little guy. That's what you think, isn't it? But if you try to cross me, I'll have you crawling to me on your knees. When I get through with you, you'll beg me to use a gun on you because you're yellow, aren't you? Aren't you?
What's the room number?
480.
Come on, Lefty.
Okay. Gee, that was lousy.
Skip it.
You're gonna do it, though, aren't you?
Sure. I'll see you up there, 3:15. Oh, by the way, what'd you say that dame's name was?
What dame?
That dame was Jansen, that brains of the opposition.
You mean June Lyons?
Yeah, that's it.
Now, wait a minute, Ben. You know that's poison. If Saul ever thought that...
You know, Lefty, Miss Lyons interests me in more ways than one.
Tonight for Suspense, Roma Wines are bringing you as star Mr. Humphrey Bogart, whom you have heard in the first act of Love's Lovely Counterfeit, a radio play from the novel by James M. Cain, which is tonight's tale of suspense presented by Roma Wines.
This is Truman Bradley for Roma Wines. Mention the name of Elsa Maxwell, and you picture a famous hostess, expert in every phase of entertaining. Mention a meal featuring fish or fowl, and Elsa Maxwell pictures, but let's hear it in her own words.
The thought of a piping hot fish or chicken dinner naturally calls up for me the picture of
Glasses of chilled Roma Sauterne at each plate. Roma California Sauterne is delicate, pale gold in color, delightful in bouquet, and even more important, exquisite in taste. Roma Sauterne goes perfectly with any food and tastes as good whether served in ordinary or fancy glasses. The one important thing to remember about this distinguished Sauterne is the name, Roma.
Each glassful of golden Roma Sauterne reflects the heritage of all Roma wines. Choice grapes, slowly brought to perfection in fertile California's choicest vineyards, then gently pressed, then carefully guided with the ancient wine-making skill of Roma wineries to the full goodness you enjoy in every Roma wine. Roma wines do not vary, are always high in quality of bouquet, color, and flavor. Yet all this Roma wine goodness is yours for only pennies a glass. No wonder more Americans enjoy Roma than any other wines. R-O-M-A, Roma wines.
And now it is with pleasure that Roma Wines bring back to our soundstage Mr. Humphrey Bogart, who, in the character of Ben Grace, keeps an adventurous rendezvous in Love's Lovely Counterfeit, a tale well calculated to keep you in suspense.
All right, get rolling.
Are you,
That's right, get rolling. So you're June Lyons, the brains of the opposition.
What's this hot tip you told me about over the phone? I don't have much time.
What's the matter? You worried?
Not particularly.
Well, you don't have to be. I'm not interested in you.
Why do you want to see Johnson elected?
Suppose you let me ask the questions.
All right.
I'll ask you the same one. Why are you working for Johnson?
Oh, I'm just one of those crazy idealists, I guess.
Just a missionary, huh?
Well, Jansen may not be the best man in the world, but at least he isn't hooked up with a racketeer like Saul Casper, the way Maddox is.
June.
Oh, it's June now, is it? What's your name?
Maybe I'll tell you that later, and maybe I won't. Listen, June. If you were one of those earnest kids who stand around on street corners handing out leaflets, I might believe you wanted to reform the world, but you're not. I know that you know that electing Johnson isn't going to reform the world or even reform Lake City. It just doesn't make that much difference.
Well, it does to me. But there's something else, too.
Like what?
If Johnson wins, of course, I'll get a city job out of it. A good one.
That's more like it.
But I want to explain why.
You don't have to explain anything.
But I want to. I'm a lawyer. At least I have a degree from law school. And I want to be a good lawyer. If you start out on your own, it can take years. But with the right job at City Hall, you can build up a practice in no time.
Okay. As long as it's the dough you're thinking about, we can do business.
Oh, it isn't just money.
I know. Now listen. I know. You're a missionary. Now listen, if I give you some dirt on Sal Casper that'll send him up for 10 years or so, Jansen wins, right?
Well, if you can prove it.
You're going to prove it. 3 punks from Chicago are sticking up the Castleton First National Bank at about 3 this afternoon. Sal Casper's hiding them out at his hotel, room 480. If there's any shooting at the bank and anybody gets killed, it'll be that much better. You'll have them for accessory to murder. You have your people there at 4 o'clock. I'll take care of the rest.
Well, if we come out with this and it can't be proved, it's criminal libel. And that's all Jansen needs to really lose.
So, what do you think?
I think you're working for Maddox and Casper.
Well, that could be. But at least I know my law.
What law?
The Castleton Bank is insured by the government. That makes the stick-up a federal rap. If you want the number of the FBI, I'll give it to you.
Oh.
And for your information, my name is Ben Grace, and I work for Sal Casper, so I'm not a guy who's in a very good position to go around giving phony tips to the FBI. You can pull right up here.
Why are you doing this?
Because I just decided Sal Casper is mean, and he's greedy. That enough?
You say so. Room 480 at 4 o'clock. Ben.
Yeah?
Will I see you afterwards?
Now, don't worry, baby. You'll see me. So this is room 480. Huh. Looks just like room 481. Hiya, Lefty.
Sit down, Ben. You didn't take it too hard, what Solly said, did you?
No, I can't say I liked it. What time is it?
Oh, a couple of minutes to 4. Now, it's too bad about you, Ben.
What's too bad?
That you don't like trouble. You could go a long way in this racket, Ben, because you got brains. Now, me, I don't have the brains.
I wouldn't.
Did I ever tell you how I started, Ben?
No.
I was a preacher.
A what?
Yep, a preacher. So help me. By rights, I still am. Look here, I got the license right here in my wallet. It was one of those hillbilly outfits, and the bishop, as he called himself, was so far away from me that he never ever heard about me, I guess. Anyway, he never canceled the license.
The Reverend Richard Jose Gauss. Yeah, that's one for the books, Lefty.
I was just a kid. But I got hooked up with one of those big-time evangelists, and if I'd stuck to it, I could have hit the big time myself. But you know what I did? The first time we made a really big take, I tied a handkerchief over my face, got me a rod, and stick up the cash box. And they caught me. That's how I know I haven't got brains.
I wouldn't let it worry you, Lefty.
That's not what's worrying me now, Ben.
Huh? What is?
What's going to be happening in here in a couple of minutes. You ever sat in on a divvy before, Ben?
No. I wouldn't be now, except for the manpower shortage.
These are 3 wild kids, Ben. Chances are they'll be coked to the ears and slobbering at the mouth, with being half scared to death and half crazy with excitement, thinking how much dough they got and what big shot public enemies they are. And we, you and me, we got to walk up and take 20 grand away from them.
All right, here they are. So now we're going to find out how it's done.
This is it. Get him in here.
Oh, Johnny, don't leave me. Will you, Johnny?
Get him over there on the chair. Who are you?
I'm the man that collects the room rent.
Yeah, well, stick him up. Frisk him, Marty.
Go ahead. I don't need a rod to handle punks like you.
This guy's clean, Johnny. What about the other one?
He's with me, and he's got a gun, and don't try to take it away from him because it's an old family heirloom, and he's fond of it.
Oh, yeah?
Now stop acting like something you've seen in the movies and put that cannon away. Might drop it and break somebody's foot.
Johnny.
What's the matter with your pal there?
He got shot.
Anybody else?
No. The guard shot him when we were pulling out.
Oh, Johnny.
You better get him over there on that
Johnny,
bed.
we're going too fast, Johnny.
Yeah?
We're going too fast. I'm going too fast.
He's out of his head.
Yeah. You get the dough?
Did we get the dough? Look at this wise guy. 40 grand, maybe more.
You know how much this room is costing you?
How much?
20 grand.
20 grand?
That's right. I'll be back after a while to collect it. What are you going to do with your pal there with the holes in it?
I don't know.
Johnny.
You know that's bad, don't you?
Why?
Kid's out of his head already. Suppose he makes trouble, starts screaming or something.
You got doctors, haven't you?
Sure, but that kind of a doctor, that's one more guy that have to get a cut. Pretty soon you guys won't have anything left but small change.
That's what you think.
But, of course, maybe the kid will die.
Yeah? Then what do we do? That's even worse.
Oh, no. No, that'll be easy. We'll be seeing you.
I hope you know what you're doing, Ben.
I think so. Come on, I got the room next door.
You know you're just as good as signing that kid's death warrant, don't you?
That's right.
The other 2 will knock him off now before we got time to do it.
Now, listen, I got the transom open connecting your door.
What you gonna do? Johnny. No.
They did it.
Yeah. Maybe we better call Sal, huh?
I hope you know what you're doing.
I'll give you Mr. Casper. Ben Gray speaking.
Yes, sir. I hope you know what you're doing, Ben.
Sal, this is Ben. You better come up to room 480, Sal. They want to see you personally. I said they want to see you personally. Well, you want your dough or don't you? I'm not going to wrestle them for it. Okay. They'll be right up.
Then what?
What do you mean, then what?
Ben.
Yeah?
If you got any little plans, you know I'm all for them, don't you?
Sure.
And you know I hope they come off, don't you?
Sure.
But if they don't come off, you know where I stand on that, too, don't you?
Uh-huh. Yeah, I know. You stand right behind me with a gun in my back.
Just so you know, Ben.
I can see how you would have made a preacher, Lefty.
You got a terrible streak of honesty in you. Just so you know, Ben.
Now, listen, there he is.
I'm Saul Casper. What's going on here?
There's been a little trouble, Mr. Casper.
What kind of trouble?
Arch here, he just died.
Died?
He was shot.
All right, so we'll get him out of here tonight. You got the dough?
Sure, we got it.
That's it.
Here.
All right, put up your hands, all of you.
What is this?
Department of Justice. You're all under arrest.
Well, that's all, pal. Ben, where you going? I got a date with a missionary.
Ben.
Hello, baby. Where's my good evening kiss?
Oh, Ben, please. I want to talk to you.
What about?
Don't you know?
Yeah, I guess maybe I do.
Oh, we can't go on like this, Ben. It isn't right. It isn't fair to Jansen. It isn't fair to... Well, it isn't fair to me.
What's so unfair about it?
You know what's unfair about it. Mr. Jansen promised the people of Lake City that if he got elected, he'd clean up the town.
All right, why doesn't he do it? He's had 6 months.
Because he doesn't even know what's going on.
Great. Then what's the beef?
Well, I know what's going on. The horse racing places and the gambling places and all the other places are just as open as they ever were. And I know who's keeping them open.
Of course you do. I am. Listen, honey, if I wasn't bossing the organization, someone else would be. People like to bet. People like to gamble.
Ben, don't you see? I'm a city official. I have an obligation to the people of this community. To the people who elected Johnson because they believed in...
Still a missionary, huh?
Well, I'm not a racketeer.
Maybe not. But you're the next thing to it.
Well, what do you mean?
Well, where do you think the dough came from for that car I got you and the fur coat and this place?
You never told me.
Did I have to? You knew I didn't get it from a long-lost uncle. Well, why don't you admit it, baby? You're a chiseler.
Am I?
Sure, just like me. Only I'm honest about it. You are not.
Then I will be. Starting now. Starting tonight.
What are you going to do, turn me in?
Oh, Ben.
Maybe your big mistake was falling in love with me, baby. Now there isn't much you can do about it, is there?
Oh, Ben, quit it, please. Get out of it. For my sake, just because I don't like it. Because I hate it.
Maybe I don't like it either. It's all I know how to do.
What was...
Hiya, Benny.
Sal.
Surprised?
Kind of. Did you break out?
Yeah, just to see you, Benny. Put up your hands.
You know I never carry a rod.
Maybe you sort of wish you did now, huh? Not that you'd have a chance to use it.
What are you going to do?
I'm going to kill your boyfriend, sweetheart. And when I've done that, I'll think of something real nice to do to you.
Oh.
You sit right there where you are, sweetheart. Benny, you start backing up to that door. Slow. That's a bathroom, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think I'll kill you in the bathtub, Benny. That way it'll be quiet. There won't be so much of a mess. Now, reach behind you real careful and open the door. And when I tell you to start backing in, you back in. All right, start backing.
Up! Don't leave me down. June!
Is he?
Yeah. Since when have you been carrying a gun?
Just lately. Ben, are you all right?
Yeah, I just want to sit down a minute.
Oh, Ben.
We got to get out of here, baby.
Ben, listen to me. We'll go away. We'll get out of the country. We'll go to Canada.
Sure.
We can get married there. You do want to marry me, don't you, Ben?
No, you know I do, baby.
You can join the army up there. I'll do something, too. We'll do something decent with our lives. Oh, darling, I know it's been partly my fault. I know I've been weak, but it isn't too late to begin again, is it, darling?
Maybe not. But your aim on that second shot wasn't too good, baby.
Ben.
So there's just one thing that's stopping it.
Ben, what?
The bullet hole in my belly.
Well, hello, big shot. You've been in the land of Nod, haven't you?
Where am I?
The city hospital.
Yeah? What are you doing here?
Reading the funny papers, can't you tell?
Why can't you read them at home?
Because there's been a little thing that we policemen call murder, big shot. You're what we call a material witness.
Where's June? June Lyons.
She's in a nice, cozy cell. When she comes to trial, your statement will probably send her up for 5 or 10 years to another nice, cozy cell.
What statement?
Oh, you talk.
Yeah?
You know what you got, Big Shot?
Sure. I got ventilated with a lead slug.
Yeah, but that's not all. You got peritonitis.
Oh, I have. So what?
So, I've seen guys with peritonitis before. You know what happens? First, they start getting a fever. Then they get kind of lightheaded. Then they get thirsty. Terribly thirsty. And after a while, you get so you can make them talk without they hardly know that they're talking. Yeah, you talk all right.
You think so?
I know so.
Where's Lefty Gauss?
You mean your faithful servant? He's right outside.
Well, can I talk to him alone?
Sure, why not? Hey, Putty Nose, your boss wants to see you.
Thanks, you funny fella. How you been? How you feeling?
Not too good. I got some plans to talk over with you, Lefty.
Okay.
Oh, Flatfoot.
Yeah, what do we have now, Big Shot?
You say the DA wants me to talk, huh?
Maybe he was just pretending.
Well, suppose I had some conditions.
Like what?
Well, like I only talk in the apartment where it happened, June Lyons' apartment. June Lyons has got to be there. And Lefty here, too, to back up some things I might say.
That might be arranged.
You think the DA might forget a couple of those little things he's been holding against me if I talk?
That'd be the general idea.
Okay. You can close the door as you go out and tell the DA to be around in about an hour. I'll talk.
All I'm saying is that I won't be responsible. Dragging a man in his condition way out here in an ambulance, lugging him up 3 flights of stairs on a stretcher.
Doc, that's the way he wanted it, and that's the way it's going to be. All right, everybody here. Miss Lyons?
Yes.
Lefty Gauss?
Yes.
How is he, Doctor?
I've already told you. But he can talk.
Oh, stop worrying about me, Mr. DA. You're breaking my heart.
Are you ready to start, Ben?
Uh-huh. Can I have a glass of water?
Yes, of course.
Thanks. All right, I'm ready.
Do you, Ben, take this woman, June, to be thy lawful wedded wife, to love and to cherish, for better, for worse, to death do you part?
What's going on here?
Quiet.
I do.
Do you, June, take this man, Ben, to be thy lawful wedded husband, to love and to cherish, for better, for worse, till death do you part?
I do.
I pronounce...
Oh, no, you don't.
Oh, yes, I do. I'm a licensed preacher, and this is Miss June Lyons' apartment, and it's outside the city's jurisdiction. It's in the county. And this marriage license was taken out at the county courthouse 1 minute before they closed today. And when I sign it, brother, it's legal. I pronounce you man and wife.
I suppose you've heard that a man can't testify against his wife, Mr. DA.
Yes, I know.
Oh, by the way, you mind if I kiss the bride?
Oh, go ahead.
Ben, darling. That was the finest thing.
Oh, that was nice.
Ben, your face is so hard.
Yeah. I thought maybe I was going to make it, baby, but I guess I'm not.
Oh, Ben. Ben. Doctor, quick, doctor.
So long, missionary. Mrs. Missionary.
Oh, no. Oh, Ben.
Oh, Lord, we pray thee to receive the spirit of our dearly departed, and to forgive him his trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us.
And so closes Roma Wine's presentation of Love's Lovely Counterfeit, starring Humphrey Bogart, and written by James M. Cain. Urine Tuttle appeared as June opposite Mr. Bogart in tonight's study in Suspense.
Before Mr. Humphrey Bogart returns to our microphone, this is Truman Bradley for Roma Wines. Few hostesses have entertained as extensively as often as the world-renowned hostess, Miss Elsa Maxwell. That's why these words of hers are significant.
Back in the horse and buggy days, the serving of wine was surrounded by all manner of complicated do's and don'ts. Today, it's fashionable to serve delicious Roma wines whenever and however you choose. For example, the delicious, versatile Roma California Tokay is a light, moderately sweet, flame-bright wine that goes well before or after meals, during the cocktail hour, actually delightful at any time. Everyone enjoys the velvety, smooth, rich flavor of Roma Tokay, served cool.
While Roma Tokay is different in flavor from other Roma wines, it is like them in these respects. Always delicious, never varying in fine quality. And since Roma wines cost only pennies a glass, you can serve them often. Remember, more Americans enjoy Roma than any other wine. And the next time you use vermouth, sweet or dry, choose Roma vermouth. Zestful, full-flavored Roma vermouth is blended, mellowed, and developed with all the traditional wine-making skill of the Roma wineries, yet surprisingly low-priced. Try Roma vermouth soon, won't you?
This is Humphrey Bogart. It's been a great pleasure and privilege to appear for the Suspense audience, and I hope they'll have me back soon. I'm certainly going to make it a point to hear next Thursday's Suspense show, which sounds like one of the most unusual of the year. Two of the most distinguished ladies of the acting profession will be your stars. There's 75 years difference between their ages. They are Miss Margaret O'Brien and Dame May Whitty.
Suspense is produced, edited, and directed by William Spear. Next Thursday, same time, Roma Wines will present Dame May Whitty and Margaret O'Brien as co-stars of Suspense.
Presented by Roma Wines, R-O-M-A, made in California for enjoyment throughout the world. This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.
Welcome back. This is an adaptation that really does leave me feeling that I'm missing something. Mainly because I don't get what he could say that would actually be actionable. She fired her gun in self-defense at the racketeer who was going to kill him and do something awful to her. And that he was wounded was really only an accident as a result of that self-defense. But other than that, it was a good story. His performance calls to mind in some ways some of the previous ones, particularly Duke from The Petrified Forest. It wasn't quite as brutal as that character, although he did inspire the gang to kill one of the other bank robbers. But there's also somewhat of an aspiration towards nobility in the character. There was actually a longer form adaptation, not featuring Humphrey Bogart, that was done for Suspense in 1948 when they were doing the hour-longs, and that might answer some of the questions that this one left behind. This, by the way, was actually, despite Humphrey Bogart's hope to return to Suspense, his only performance on that great anthology series. We'll be back with another performance next week. This program is brought to you by the support of our Patreon supporters at patreon.greatdetectives.net. And you can support our main podcast, which is over at the Great Detectives of Old Time Radio at greatdetectives.net. Well, today we turn to Humphrey Bogart in an episode of Cavalcade of America. The original air date, October the 29th of 1945, and the title is My Son John.
Starring Humphrey Bogart in My Son John on the Cavalcade of America, sponsored by the DuPont Company, maker of better things for better living through chemistry. But first, here is Gain Whitman.
What's the value of that car of yours? Until you can buy a new car, it's almost priceless. So why not take steps now to protect your car against the freezing weather ahead? Have your dealer clean out the cooling system with DuPont Cooling System Cleanser and prevent radiator leaks with DuPont Cooling System Sealer. Then add a dependable DuPont antifreeze, Zerex, War Emergency Zerone, or 5-Star. Each gives you double protection against freezing and against rust, and Zerex is non-evaporating. All of these car protection products are examples of DuPont better things for better living through chemistry.
Saturday was the proudest of all Navy days in the hearts and minds of the American people. And tonight, the Navy holds the Cavalcade spotlight as we tell a story of one of her ships and crew. The ship is an underseas raider, the submarine USS Seawolf. And of her crew, one of the most important men is Buck Quaid, chief radio man. The DuPont Company presents My Son John, starring Humphrey Bogart as Buck Quaid on the Cavalcade of America.
Mr. Buck Quaid, Chief Radio Man, USS Seawolf, dear sir. I'm the mother of John Damon. You may wonder why I'm writing to you. Well, John tells me that in the awful days of the war, you were like a father to him. And since all boys at the important age of my son John need a strong example, I'm inclined to believe that if he has strength now and is a gentleman, that you too must be a strong man and a fine gentleman. From the bottom of my heart, Mr. Quaid, I thank you.
This is Albert Damon, dear madam. Thanks for the compliment. I don't know about the gentleman part, but I still got strength enough to carry my own sea bag. Your son John is indeed a fine boy. I'll explain to you how he came to be a kind of a son to me during the war. Our submarine had just entered a certain Australian harbor, and we were ready for liberty.
All ashore that's going ashore. Here, come on, Dirk. Right with you, fellas. Hey, Buck, you going ashore, ain't you?
No, I'm stuck here until the new man shows up.
Ah, it's tough stuff, Buck.
Yeah, he'll probably come straggling in about 5 minutes before we sail again.
Yeah, after a long cruise on a sub like this, a guy ought to have some sunshine.
You mean the kind that comes in bottles, don't you?
Yeah, that's important. And so is exercise. You remember that fight in San Diego?
Do I?
After we took on those Marines, they said I even looked better.
Yeah, that bump on your nose gives you character.
No kidding, Buck. If you don't get the tank up, you're going to be in bad shape.
Wait a minute, stow it. Here comes a message.
What's it say?
I see the first word is congratulations.
Well, we deserve it. Did we just get 4 Jap ships in one day?
Now, this message is about some woman.
Woman? Woo-hoo. That interests me already. What's it say?
Congratulations. The launching took place this morning early. It's a beautiful destroyer pledged to the United States Navy. Sue had an easy time. Misses you dreadfully. Sue had an easy... Hey!
What's the matter?
Hey, Sue's the name of my wife.
There's lots of females named Sue.
Yeah,
Even
but...
got a place named Sue. Sioux Falls, South Dakota.
Yeah, but listen. Launching took place this morning early. Beautiful destroyer. Hey, wait a minute. It's mine.
What's yours?
It's a boy, Zirk. I've just become a father. Now I am going to celebrate. I got a son.
Now, wait a minute. Look, you can't get boiled till your relief gets here. I can't operate no radio.
I'm a father, jerk.
Don't
what
call
an
me jerk. Since our third one arrived, I'm used to it, you know? Sit down, will you, Buck? You got a job on your hands, fella, thinking up a name for the baby.
Oh, he's already got a name. Sue and I picked one out 2 years ago. He's called John.
John?
Yeah, what's the matter with John?
Every Tom, Dick, and Harry is called John. You want something different. Now, my first kid, we called it Vinegar.
Yeah, well, if it looks anything like you, I can see why. But I like John. You can remember it.
Is Mr. Quaid here?
Yeah, I'm Buck Quaid.
I'm your new radio man.
Oh. Well, it's about time you showed up.
Now we can celebrate. Come on, Buck.
Now, wait a minute, Zirk. I want to get this guy squared away. How long you been in the Navy, kid?
Yeah, you look kind of young. No salt on your gear.
I'm 19. I got all my teeth.
You're not tone of voice. How long do you think you're going to keep him?
Hey, take it easy, Quaid. He'll cry for Mama.
And don't pat me on the head. 19 is old enough. I can take care of myself.
Hey, look, kid. Dry your ears and button your lip if you want to get along in this man's Navy.
Easy, Buck. We all had to be 19
If
once.
there's anything I can't stand, it's a lippy kid. Listen, you. I suppose you've been lingering along the way, having yourself a time while I've been doing double duty. See your orders.
My, orders?
Yes, your orders. Assigning you to this floating sewer pipe.
I lost him, sir.
Oh, you lost him, sir. Well, now, ain't that cute? Now, what's the skipper going to say about that?
Oh, but I memorized him.
Oh, you memorized him. 19, and he claims to have a memory. I want to see if he can remember your name.
Damon, sir. Radio man, second class.
First name?
John.
John? Did you say John?
Yes, sir. Anything wrong with John?
Oh, son. Oh, that's the most wonderful name in the whole world. Here, sit down, John. Here, help yourself to... What do we got around here? Here, help yourself to candy.
How do you like that? He's feeding him pogey bait. What's the matter? You going Asiatic or something? Come on, Buck. Let's see what we can do to Australia.
No. You go ahead, Zirk. I'll see you later.
Where'll we meet?
I'll just take a look for a gutter with a saloon in back of it. I'll find you.
I thought you was hot to have some fun.
Oh, sorry, Zirk. John here is a new man. He's my responsibility. When I've showed him around, I'll join you and the boys.
Okay. I'll see you later. Becoming a father sure makes a change in some people.
If you want to go, sir.
No, I'll go when I get ready. Sit down, son.
Well, if you don't mind my saying so, sir, I think I'm a little too old to be your son.
Huh? Yeah, I guess you're right, but, son, you'll have to excuse me. I feel pretty good. Today I'm an old man. I'm a father. Understand?
No, sir.
Well, look. See what it says here? Take a gander at this message. It makes me a father.
The message?
Yeah. See where it says, born to my wife, Sue, a beautiful destroyer? You know what his name is, kid?
No, sir, I could never guess.
John.
John?
My son, John.
Oh, well, then you won't turn me in for losing my orders?
No, not if you behave yourself like a lad named John ought to. You know, someday my son will be in this Navy, and when he is, somebody will have to take charge of him. When you're a father, you'll understand these things. Understand?
Yes, sir.
Oh, no, you don't. You ain't old enough. Now, look alive, son. You ever done any sub-duty before?
Only in training.
Good. Then keep your mouth shut and your eyes and ears open, and I'll give you the scoop on your duties. Glad to have you aboard, John.
Sound. Have you got anything?
Nothing, Captain.
Not having much luck this trip?
No, sir, not much luck.
You mean anybody has luck on a submarine?
Sure, kid. Why not? We always did before.
Cramped quarters, short rations, no sunshine.
Oh, now, listen, you got the submarine service all wrong. It's good duty. Extra pay. We don't fight storms. While surface craft are being tossed like bottles with everybody seasick, we submerge and wait out the weather.
I get a kick out of battle actions on the surface with big guns roaring, the planes zooming towards you, and the yak knocking them down like clay pigeons.
You ain't been through all that.
Well, not exactly, but once in a movie.
A movie? Oh, so you want excitement. Now, look, we ain't been lucky enough to run into enemy craft so far on this cruise, but when we do, hold your hat, son.
Nah, pig boat duty isn't for me. Hit and run instead of standing up and slugging it out. Nothing to be proud of.
Oh, no? Hey, listen, kid. Sometime during off hours, such as now, you should ask the skipper to give you a peek at the logbook of the Seawolf. Up until this trip, we had plenty to be proud of. To the Japs, we've been a one-sub flotilla.
Yeah?
Yeah. We was winning the war single-handed, practically. Don't ever underestimate the Seawolf, son. Even if our luck has gone back on us. Uh-oh.
Got something?
Yeah. Listen. Check it.
Enemy ship?
Yeah. Captain,
You got something, Count Sound?
enemy ships are using sound equipment.
Looking for us, huh? Is it close?
Yeah, it's getting closer. Their sound man is pretty accurate.
Very well. Up periscope.
What's the matter, kid? Nervous?
No.
Well, then stop shaking.
That's a Jap destroyer.
A Jap destroyer? Well, that'll be good, Mr. Quaid.
If we get it.
We always got it before.
Yeah, but that was before our luck changed.
Yeah, she's a Jap, all right. Big destroyer. Nagasaki class. Battle stations.
Gee, I hope we get this one.
This one we gotta get. Or they'll get us.
Torpedo room. Make ready. Tubes forward.
Still nervous, kid?
No, I'm not nervous. Just a little excited.
Oh, so you find our duty exciting.
Open outer doors.
Forward tubes ready, Captain. Outer doors open.
Stand by. Fire one.
I'd like to listen, Mr. Quaid.
Take that other headset.
Stand by to fire two. Fire two.
There she goes.
Now they're running hot. They're missing the target. Down periscope.
Mr. Quaid.
Yes, sir?
Did you hear those fish run?
Yes, sir. They all ran hot, but missed the target.
Where's our luck going to? This has got to stop.
Captain.
Yes, Quaid?
There's another ship up there.
Huh? Propellers or pings?
Pings. I think they're on the starboard side.
More than one, huh?
Yes, sir. I hear two of them.
Mercer, take her down fast.
Hold your hat, kid. We're going down.
Hey, what was that?
What do you think? It's a depth charge. They'll be dropping more with our names on them, written in Japanese.
Hey, you know, fellas, I can't understand it. We was the luckiest stub in Pacific waters, and now what gives?
You know what, fellas? I think we're jinxed.
Jinxed? Hey, you might have something there.
That's right.
We got a stranger on board.
That's always bad luck.
Well, who's the stranger?
The kid. I happen to know he came aboard without his papers.
What? No orders?
Yeah, and ever since he's been with us, we might as well be shooting our torpedoes up Salt Creek.
Well, how do you like that? Johnny the Jinx.
He'll be the best sub in the fleet. Now all we got to do is sit on the...
And Quaid always stands up for the kid.
Yeah, that's right.
Dog, my tough going ever since he come aboard.
Now, why don't you guys stop beating your gums and save your breath? You may need it before we surface again.
Well, hiya, Buck. Where's Sonny Boy?
I take it you're referring to the kid?
Yeah, Johnny the Jinx.
You're talking like a man with a paper hat.
You've been in the Navy long enough to know what happens when a stranger comes
The
aboard.
kid ain't a stranger. He's a member of the crew.
He come aboard without no orders, remember?
Yeah. We had good luck till he showed up, too.
4 times in the last 4 days we missed the target.
Oh, I suppose the kid swims out and moves the target.
We'll wind up on the bottom for keeps.
Yeah, with the Japs painting our silhouette on one of their stacks.
Easy. They're still tailing us. Keep it low.
Listen, Buck. Before this, when some downy-faced punk come aboard, you always put him in his place, even if you had a dentist's face in. Just because his name happens to be John.
Look, Zerk, and this goes for the rest. If you do anything to that kid, you'll be strangers. You'll have to look at your dog tags to identify yourselves.
Okay, Quaid. Have it your way. Sure was too bad the day you became a mother.
Why, you... Now, we'll settle this later.
Man your stations.
All right, let's go. We're in trouble.
Why don't you try and get some sleep, sir?
We don't need sleep. We need luck.
Attention, men.
It's the skipper.
Men, we've been lying on the bottom for hours. We're patched up now and should be ready to move out in a few minutes. We've got a good idea there's an enemy ship in this cove with us. And we've only got 2 torpedoes left. Well, you know how our luck has been running. So if there's a rabbit's foot aboard, I'd like to borrow it. Stand by.
Mr. Quaid, do you suppose I'm responsible for the bad luck we're having? Well?
Save your breath. The air's getting bad.
Hey, Buck, did you hear what the skipper just said about luck? We don't need rabbit's feet. All we got to do is get rid of this...
Now, why don't you go back to your sack?
Why don't you? Or send this punk back to join us. The boys would love to have a nice chat with him.
Knock it off.
Listen, Buck, if and when we get out of here, we're going back to port to get patched up. And when we leave that port, there ain't going to be a jinx in a boatload.
Why, you... Come back here, sir. Jughead.
So, I am the jinx.
What are you talking about?
I may be 19, sir, but I'm not dumb. On a submarine, you hear everything. I've heard them talking. They think it's me that's caused this tough luck. Well,
what's the matter?
Listen.
You got something?
Yeah, it's a ship. Here, you take over, Mr. Quaid.
Nothing doing. You stick to your post.
Yeah, but I'm a jinx.
Shut up at your job, kid.
Very well, sir. Captain.
Yes, Sound?
Captain, I hear screws. They're just beginning to turn.
All right, men.
We can't lie here forever. We better go up and take a look around. Let's make these last 2 torpedoes count. Remember, it's them or us.
You're listening to Humphrey Bogart as Chief Radio Man Buck Quaid and my son John on the Cavalcade of America, sponsored by the DuPont Company, maker of better things for better living through chemistry. And now for our second act. Chief Radio Man Buck Quaid finds his paternal interest in a sailor named John is backfiring. The U.S. submarine Seawolf cautiously moves out of hiding, while Quaid and the kid the crew calls Johnny the Jinx sit nervously at the radio controls, stalking a Japanese ship.
Up periscope. Sound. You still on him?
Yes, sir. Getting louder, Captain.
Yeah, I see him. Modern ship, fast freighter, 4 goal poster. Length about 450 feet. She's probably loaded with troops. This is what we've been looking for. Battle stations.
Mr. Quaid, are you still with me?
Right with you, kid.
We're getting close.
The closer the better. This time we can't miss.
Yeah, I hope you're right.
Now, don't worry.
I said I was hoping, sir, not worry.
All that means is that you're still 19.
Fire 1.
There she goes.
Fire 2.
There's the other one. Do you hear it, Mr. Quaid?
Yeah. Hey, wait a minute.
What's the matter?
Listen.
Sound. Do you hear those fish?
Yes, sir.
How are they going?
I'm afraid one of them has stopped, sir.
Now, there's a wake. It's the second one. It's almost there.
You hear it, kid?
Yes, sir.
It's in there. We can't miss.
Hey, do you hear that?
Huh?
Something's wrong.
No explosion.
Hey, that torpedo climbed right up the side of that ship and failed to go off. Let's get out of here. Down periscope. Left. Full rudder.
Well, I guess that proves it, Mr. Quaid. I am the Jinx.
Shut up, kid, or I'll... Everybody on this sub may think so, but it happens that I don't. I don't want you to think so either. You're okay. Just stay in there and give them a fight.
You know, Buck, I never forget a fighting face. The last time you hit Australia, it cost me £10 sterling to clean up after you left. Broken glass, broken lights. It's a wonder I'm still in business.
You're still in business because I settled with you, Alvy. You only made about 50% on the deal, too.
No hard feelings, Buck. Only this time, take it easy, will you? You know, with the war on, I just can't replace the equipment. What are you going to have, Buck?
The best you got. We're drinking a toast to my son.
Wait, you'll become a family man? Well, good for you.
Hey, kid, what are you doing here?
I got an appointment.
You got here pretty fast. Must be kind of thirsty, eh?
I don't drink.
That's a good boy.
Well, then what are you doing here? Say, hey, listen, son, you aren't looking for trouble, are you?
Not here, please.
I'm in here to do like you said. I'll give him a fight, Zerk, and a whole bunch of them.
Now, wait a minute. You got me wrong when I said fight. I didn't mean for you to battle it out. I've tackled like this guy's before. Don't pay off.
Well spoken, Buck.
I'll let him come. I'm not afraid.
That sounds a little like movie talk to me, grade Z.
What do you mean?
Well, I've seen a lot of fights, kid. But it was only in the movies I ever saw one guy clean up a whole gang of sailors. I made the box office give me back my dough.
I'll take a chance.
If you think I'm going back to sea without an assistant radio man, you got another guest coming.
Well, maybe you won't. Maybe the ship will be short-handed somewhere else.
You seem pretty sure of yourself.
You can't change my mind. I'm not your son.
Okay. If you were my son, there's only one thing I could do, and it hurts me more than it hurts you.
Buck, what did you do to that guy? Didn't I ask you not to start nothing now, please?
Now, take it easy. I won't wreck your place. He's out cold. Here, just help me get his arm around my shoulder. There, that's it. Now, come on, son. We're going for a nice, long walk. Three days at sea, kid. You better go back and get some shut-eye.
I won't go back there. The guys still think I'm a jinx. They think I'm yellow.
Give me that headset.
Why didn't you let me fight him? We've been at sea for 3 days and we're still jinxed. It must be me.
Oh, you're as nutty as they are. Now listen, son.
Look, From now on, will you stop calling me son?
Sit down before I smack you again. I thought my kid was going to turn out like you. I'd have let him do all his sailing in a bathtub.
Hey, listen.
Did you hear something?
Yeah. Here, Mr. Quaid, you take over. I'm not going to jinx this one.
Stay there.
No, I can't. I'm afraid.
Call the captain. You hear me?
Please, sir, I just can't.
Call the captain now.
Captain.
Did you call sound?
Yes, sir. I hear pings on the port side.
Now we'll take a look.
And, Captain.
Yes?
Now I hear 2 screws. 2 sets of them. The second ship is dead ahead.
Okay.
Captain, there's more. Third.
What are we running into? The whole darn fleet?
Up periscope.
Mr. Quaid, are you listening?
Yeah, on the other headset. Keep it up, kid.
Am I right?
Sure you're right. Why are you asking me?
Captain, there's a fourth coming in.
Wow. 4 cruisers in line to bombard the island. I see a command pennant. The admiral of this outfit aboard the first cruiser. Battle stations. Mark bearings. First cruiser, mark 339. Second cruiser, mark 342. Third cruiser, mark 347. Fire 1. Fire 2. Fire 3. Sound. Can you hear those torpedoes?
Yes, sir. They're running hot.
Follow them.
You don't need to follow that one, kid. It got there. And again. Number 3. Set him up in the other alley.
Did you hear that sound?
Yes, sir. The first one is sinking fast. I think it's the admiral. There goes number 2. Here goes number 3.
All right. Keep your ear on them all the way down.
Listen, kid. There's number 3. Listen to the death rattle of a ship. You hear that?
Huh?
That's her ammunition exploding. The cold water has reached her boilers. Did you hear them blow up? There. That's the screws stopping. Listen to the rest of it. That's the ship's pipes breaking up. That's her plates buckling. Oh, you can almost see them twisting off.
Good work, boys. Let's get out of here.
Is that all?
That's all. For a jinx, you've done a darn good job, John.
Right. Here they come. Quaid and that jinx of ours, right into the saloon.
Shall we give them the works?
Give them the works.
Well, come in, gentlemen, come in.
No trouble now, boys, please.
All right, you guys, we're here, so how's it going to be? A fair match, one at a time, or are you figuring on a free-for-all?
I'll call the shore patrol. Shore patrol!
All right, son, speak your piece.
Well, I don't care whether you guys want to call me a jinx or not. That's up to you. But if there's anybody here thinks I'm yellow, speak up.
You know what I think of you.
All right, Zerk. I'm not afraid of you either.
Listen, you knuckleheads. A lad who points the way to the killing of 3 Jap cruisers is the kind of a jinx we ought to carry all the time. But if you guys want trouble, Johnny and I are ready for you. We'll settle it right now.
Hey, now, wait a minute. This ain't fair. You guys have got us outnumbered. 2 to 8.
All right, knock it off. I'll have you laugh down on the other side of your chops.
Hey, look, Buck, it's a gag, all in fun. Joke, Joke. This is just a little party to wash away the jinx. Look, Johnny, will you shake?
Huh? You mean...
Come on, shake.
I'll go ahead and shake, son. They mean it.
Of course we mean it. 3 cruises in one day, that's a record. You're one of us, kid. Shake, mate.
Oh, gee whiz. Well, thanks a lot, fellas.
Hey, Alfie.
Yeah, okay.
Come on here. Come here. Set 'em up all around with a double jigger of soda pop for Johnny.
Soda pop?
Sure. We'll have a toast to Johnny and to that little destroyer back home in the States. I'm not much at writing letters, Mrs. Damon, so I'll close saying I'm glad your son John got back to his home base all right. He's a fine boy. Please excuse me for getting personal at this point, but Well, I'm enclosing a few Kodak pictures of my kid. You'll notice that when I got back the news that the kid was born, I made a slight mistake. When I got home, my son John turned out to be Johanna.
Our star, Humphrey Bogart, will return to our Cavalcade microphones in a moment. Now, here is Gaines Whitman.
Somebody found it on the beach, just above the high water mark where a breaker had tossed it. It was a candy bar that had floated ashore, a Ration D candy bar supplied to American troops. Nobody will ever know just how it got there, whether it was lost when a ship went down or happened to fall overboard. Nobody knows just how long it was in the water either, perhaps months, perhaps a year. But that candy bar has an honored place in a collection of outstanding performance records of DuPont materials in the war. For the inner wrapping of the box that contained it is of DuPont cellophane. And after its long exposure to salt water and sunshine, the candy is still good. Until the last day of the war, most of the cellophane the DuPont company could make was needed by the Army and Navy. The protection job done by cellophane during the war was measured in square miles of shimmering, tough film. Food, metal parts, guns, and 1,000 other things were protected either by cellophane alone or by cellophane laminated with papers and other materials. On a huge scale, the war was a demonstration that for many protection jobs, nothing was so well suited as this sparkling, transparent film. Now, so rapidly is reconversion moving ahead, cellophane is already back again on many peacetime products. More and more cigarettes are again being kept fresh in cellophane-covered packages. Baked goods, too. Delicious as when they came out of the oven, thanks to this thin, clear, moisture-proof film that keeps them fresh. Not to mention the many other products you used to buy in cellophane before the war. Cellophane has come a long way in the last 25 years. As DuPont technical and manufacturing skill has brought the prices lower and lower, this has encouraged more and more manufacturers to package their products in it. Getting along without cellophane during the war demonstrated to many people how thoroughly they had come to rely on it. For cellophane is the wrapping material which shows what it protects. Today and in the future, whether they are buying tomatoes or nylon stockings, candy or cigars, more and more people will buy products that smile a friendly greeting through transparent, protective cellophane, one of the DuPont Company's better things for better living through chemistry.
And now, here is tonight's star, Humphrey Bogart.
Next week, Cavalcade has a date for you with the charming Claire Trevor, who, as Emily Roebling, will tell you a story of her father and her husband. She'll tell you how one of America's great bridges was built, and how, in the tradition, the bridge demanded a life. It's a strange story, but Emily Roebling, a woman, had as much to do with the building of that bridge as did any of the engineers or workmen. Yes, a strange story, but true. As we will hear next Monday night in The Builders of the Bridge, starring Claire Trevor on the DuPont Cavalcade of America.
Humphrey Bogart has recently completed the Warner Brothers production, The Big Sleep. Alan Reed played the part of Zirk, and Jerry Hausner was Johnny. The music for tonight's DuPont Cavalcade was composed and conducted by Robert Armbruster. Our Cavalcade play was written by Philip Lewis and was based on the book USS Seawolf by Gerald Frank and James T. Horan with J.M. Eckberg. This is Tom Collins inviting you to listen next week to Claire Trevor in The Builders of the Bridge on the Cavalcade of America, brought to you by the DuPont Company of Wilmington, Delaware.
This is the National Broadcasting Company.
This is the National Broadcasting Company.
Welcome back. A somewhat typical Cavalcade episode from around the World War II era, boasted by a pretty good performance from Humphrey Bogart. And overall, it's a nice look at how Fatherhood and a feeling of empathy can change how you look at a situation and a person. And from what I've heard, that there are still quite a few Navy superstitions, though I don't know if they are quite this strong. Well, I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Cavalcade of America with another Bogart screen adaptation to radio, and it's another one of those really iconic pictures turned into a radio show. You'll want to be with us then. If you do have a comment, send it to me, box13@greatdetectives.net. Follow us on Twitter at Radio Detectives. And this program is brought to you by our Patreon supporters at patreon.greatdetectives.net. From Boise, Idaho, this is your host, Adam Graham, signing off.